We see the power and potential of immunotherapy and the investigative work being carried out across the country by globally recognized scientists, many of whom are here today.
Immunotherapy is the concept of helping the patient's immune system to recognize and attack their cancer. And it's always been a great idea. It's always captured people's imagination and fascination. Patients have always loved it. Everybody's been on board. But it hasn't actually worked very well until really just the last 10 years or so, and even more so the last 5 years. So it's been 100 years of optimism, and then just 5 or 10 years of actual results.
So we really need a new paradigm, a new way to treat these cancers so that we can eradicate tumors that aren't responsive to chemotherapy and maybe reduce or eliminate some of the toxicities by giving lower doses of chemotherapy. And so immunotherapy really is a new approach by trying to harness the power of the patient's immune system to try to target their cancer cells.
All the pieces are coming together. Wherever we look, there's the immune system. Cancer, heart disease, diabetes. If we learn to control that, taking drugs may become a thing of the past. We may be able to really use our own bodies to heal ourselves.
We're now in an era where immunotherapy is actually starting to replace chemotherapy as frontline treatment for certain cancers. So this is just a revolution in oncology, by any measure. It's not just me saying this, since it's my field. This is what the oncologists are saying as well.
It's a precipice of a major transformation in cancer care. The way that we're treating cancers, the standard of care, surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, will be completely different in 10 or 20 years.
I've seen the power of the immune system. I have seen it work in patients. And I think that we are at a critical point in history where we have the tools, like it was mentioned. We are understanding what the immune system does, and we are realizing that everything from heart disease to Alzheimer's, particularly cancer, has a profound immune component that can be targeted.
CDRD is a great place to approach to find scientific collaborators, great talent here, labs, resources, to do the early phases of a project. And we're working on something where the first thing we needed done was some antibodies made. So working with CDRD to get the right antibodies made against the right targets. And then while doing that, also then helping to make introductions to pharma and biotech companies that might be interested in picking up the technology going forward.
They provide this link between academic researchers like me and industry and biotech, allowing us to take some of our discoveries, really try to realize their potential by being able to find additional targets, newer drugs, better drugs, optimize the drugs, and then hopefully ultimately be able to get these to market and to our patients.
As a surgical oncologist without an immunotherapy background, I can phrase the problem and I can understand the potential, but maybe I don't have the know-how or the wherewithal to figure out how to solve it. And so with the collaborations through CDRD, I have access to technologies I otherwise would not be able to use to try and understand a bit more about the etiology of the problem and also looking for novel, innovative solutions. I think that's a huge value.
They help provide a link, they help provide an area of expertise, and they also help provide a vision, really in some ways a business vision for how we can take our initial discovery and make it more applicable. And that's something that I think that a lot of academic researchers struggle with, and CDRD provides that expertise.
So the idea is that we identify projects where we can accelerate. We can collaborate with the PIs, the academics, the companies, and accelerate these discoveries using our expertise and our infrastructure. And again, our goal is to build a package that somebody will take to the clinic.